Hi and welcome to WarHQ. My name is Lucius, and on today's episode what we'll be doing is looking inside this little black box to see what we can find. Now, Warcradle Studios from the UK have been kind enough to send me this over as a sample, and what it is a sample of is their new Tempelhof Fleet from their Imperium range for Dystopian Wars. So Dystopian Wars is a game that I've been playing at least 10 to 12 years, I'd say, through all of its various editions. Now, Warcradle Studios purchased the rights to this game some time ago now, and have really started releasing a heavy schedule of the fleets and things that you'd expect from the original stuff, but with their own flavour and own sculpts. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you what's in this box. It's not the full set. This one just includes the 2 cruisers and the 4 destroyers and some SRS tokens, for those that are you familiar. But what it will do is I'll be able to compare this to my actual old Dystopian Wars fleet and just give you a bit of a comparison between cruisers and destroyer sizes and stuff like that, just to see how the new sculpts compare to the old. And yeah, just a bit of interest. And we will be putting these together today. So stay tuned, and I'll even show you a little bit of this afterwards, which is my actual Dystopian Wars fleet from the past. And before you're like, what the hell are these things? Yes, that is a Empire State Building sized giant freaking robot wading through water. That is true, and these are blimps with laser beams attached to them. So if you haven't seen what Dystopian Wars is, I suggest you check out the Warcradle Studios. Just look up Dystopian Wars, they've got their own website. And also stay tuned, because I'll be telling you all about it. As it's not a complete unboxing, because it's not the full set, I'm just going to show you quickly 2 sprues are the same that I've received. And, you know, something I like here, look at these spaces. Take note, GW. These ones actually slot into each other and make it all sit quite snugly, and stops, you know, really takes that ability of sprues and stuff to be able to break and bust out of their things before you even get them. So as you can see here, they've got the new modern plastic injection molded, which is obviously the best, everyone knows that, currently, like GW, and very good quality just from the outlook. The old models were resin with some metal parts. Originally, there were a couple of plastic ones, and there were some full metal variants as well made for the models themselves. So that's the actual sprues themselves. I'm going to put these little suckers together, and then we're going to make a comparison, so stay tuned. Alright, so I did assemble those models. They are in the foreground here, and what I've done is I've just put as a backdrop my air, robot and naval forces from my original Prussian or Imperium fleet. So I was going to just show you the ones that I did do and put together. Now, as I said before, I didn't get sent the whole pack, so I didn't get the carrier as well. This is just like a sample. They had some that were just on offer, and I put my hand up for them, and they just chose me out to get them. So I was very thankful for that, and thank you for Warcradle Studios for doing that. Much appreciated. So if you have a look over here, we have the Toten Destroyer. It's got like this sort of the laser Tesla kind of gun. And then we've got the Sigimir Destroyer, which has the more cannon kind of guns. I did put together one Volsung cruiser, which is this one with the really big ass gun here. And that one there, I think it just decimates things in close range. It's just massive damage. And there's a flak cruiser here, which is called the Rita cruiser. And there was another one which I didn't make, a different type of cruiser, which was called the Conrad class cruiser, which is another aircraft carrier. So it just aesthetically didn't speak to me, I guess. So I thought these two, the flak cruiser and the Volsung, look probably the best. So I put those two together. And, you know, like when I revamp this and I'll probably get most of the range anyway. So I'll probably end up, you know, doubling up on the ones I want and getting some of those aircraft carrier ones as well. So I will be doing that. For now, let's have a look at the scale of these. All right. Now, Dystopian Wars originally 1 for 1,200 scale, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't been able to get into this a lot with the new edition since taking it by Warcradle, but I believe it's the same. There are some noticeable differences though. So this is a destroyer model. So let's just take our standard frigate models from the old range. You can see that they're a lot smaller, which is to be understood, obviously, but they're a lot smaller than that destroyer model, which a frigate is. I've noticed these are a bit chunkier. The new models, slightly different style. The others had smoother angles and stuff. These ones are a little bit sharper, but they do have a better printing standard too, obviously, with the plastic mold injection versus the resin. The models are a lot sharper, the new ones, and I'm sure the details would come out a lot better too. So let's have a look at a cruiser model now. So standard cruiser we have here. So one of the old school ones. All of these are magnetized too that I did back in the day. So you can sort of see that scale-wise, these aren't looking too bad. They pretty much fit in between the frigate and the cruiser sizes from the original models, which seems to be fine, really. I mean, yeah, all in all. Will they fit in with the other range? I think so. They've kept the chimney stack sort of aesthetic at the back. They've kept a few of the kind of ideas and things that they had with the original models, but they are their own model. And, you know, look, if I bought a company too, I'd want to put my own stint on it as well. So really hats off to WarCradle Studios for doing it. They've done a really good job of these models. Which ones do I like best? I'm not sure. I've been playing with the old ones for so long, I could have some confirmation bias, I guess. I would need to paint these up and see how they go before I can make an accurate decision on that. But yeah, they do seem to sit a little bit higher out of the water too. So the Destroyer model seems fairly accurate as far as the scale goes, as far as I can see. Now, difference here is when I get the new cruiser model. So let's just take this Volsung and we'll put that there. It is on massive proportions larger than the old cruisers. Like it's on a totally different wavelength there. It's more in tune with, say, the original battleship. The original battleship from the old range is pretty much closer in size, but still a little bit lower, like sitting lower in the water. This one sits up a bit higher. And as you can see, the aesthetic's a little bit different, but that's fine. So the cruiser model has been scaled up quite a bit. I don't know, like, as I said, I haven't been reading a lot of this like for a while. Like, I've been a bit out of the loop with the new Dystopian Wars and how it's going. I haven't had time to play the game itself yet, but I will be getting back into it. I'm very excited about it. I just wanted to give it time for them to develop some of the line and start things going. So you can sort of see there, just as a bit of a reference, you can see how these stack up against things. And this one is sort of, compared to the original cruiser, it's a lot bigger and it's more in line with the battleship, even a bit chunkier, and sits a lot higher out of the water as well. If you have a look at that, it's a much higher model. But that's just their new aesthetic and style, I guess. And if this is going to be a cruiser model, I'm really looking forward to seeing like a Dreadnought, which is like the old school Dreadnought is there. And you can sort of see the size of that. It's pretty big. So if that's a cruiser, and man, Dreadnought's going to be massive. So hopefully they're bringing out one of those. So looking forward to that. But just thought I'd show you a little bit of a comparison, just so you can sort of see for yourself what we're looking at here with these models and what the scaling is like these days with them. So yeah, that's pretty much the comparison I was going to show. Again, thanks very much to WarCradle Studios for sending out these samples for me. Just as a major hint, if you want me to do some actual big reviews on things, and I'm always available, just hit me up online if any of you guys watch this. But for now, yeah, thank you for that, and let's move on. So if you made it this far, thank you very much. Just as a little added bonus, I'll go through my old fleet here for you, just to have so you can have a bit of a look and reminisce, I guess, if you've been playing for a while. But you can see I've got a very good mix of air, kind of robot and naval sort of stuff for my Prussian fleet here, or Imperium fleet as it now is. And really, I have a lot of the ground stuff too. So I had the whole Teutonic Knight stuff as well. So you can see the big robot up the back and the little waiting ones, but also the small robots and all the land tanks and all that kind of stuff. So I have a full land army as well for this particular force, plus allies. So yeah, just coming in here. I was quite happy with this, like fairly simple paint design, but at the time. But I think it's fairly effective for what it is. I think I'm quite happy with it. I've got all the options for the big robot at the back too. Like he's got 2 maces, I think it is. Yeah, and he's also got another ground base as well. So it's like a train track and houses and stuff underneath it, and his legs are out of the water. So that is those guys. The only thing I should really go back and finish this. The big blimp. It's like the whole force is painted except for this one blimp. So I don't know what I was thinking there. I did stop for a while. My main opponent that I had years ago left the area, so I didn't have anyone to play Dystopian Wars with, but I will be getting into it a lot more lately. It's always been one of my favourite games. I really love the scale. I really love just the epic scale of it. Like it's 1 for 1,200 scale is super awesome. But that is my army, and if you've made it this far, I just sort of give you this as a little bit of a taster and a teaser, and thank you so much for watching if you've got this far as well. If you'd like to, please hit that subscribe button now. We'd really appreciate it. It means heaps to us, only takes you a second to do. So as our channel continues to grow, we'll continue to bring out stuff like this, and I can show you off some of my old independent game kind of stuff, which I do a little bit of, but I've been mainly sticking with the sort of Games Workshop kind of specialist games is what I've been specializing in over the last couple of years. But really my love has always been independent games, and I'm going to be showcasing and doing a lot more with that. So independent game creators out there, if you are looking for someone to do a review for your work, for your channel, then hit me up and I'll definitely give it a look. And you know what? I've probably played it in the past because I've got hundreds of games, literally. But for now, we're WarHQ, you're you. Thank you for your time.